Welcome everyone to this Toastmasters meeting. Will be held in English today. And our quick meeting guide, please, if you're not speaking, leave your mic on mute. Now we do the applauses in sign language because we're online and we don't want a resonance happening here. Try to use the word of the day that will be brought to us by Erick Gibson. And when you hear someone speaking that word, do a thumbs up, either with your thumbs or with the reaction that we have on Zoom. And if you're speaking, please pin the timer, who will be Natália today. And everything is recorded and will be online on Monday at 7:30 p.m. We don't have guests today, but if anyone comes later, you don't have to talk. And for the roles of today, I'll be your Toastmaster. I'll be conducting this meeting. Next, we have Natália, who will be at our timer. Natália, can you please tell us how it's going to work? You have the floor.
Hi, Laura. I was with a technical problem here, but so I'll be in two places, okay? In the iPhone and here in the computer to monitor, to track time. So the timer's role is to keep track of time. It is of fundamental importance to stay within the established limits when conducting or attending to a meeting. So we're going to practice that here. And how it's going to function? In my screen, I will show 3 colors. And green, it's going to represent when the speakers has attained to the minimum time for their speech. Yellow means the person has reached the half time between the minimum and the maximum time. And red means the person has reached the limit of their time and it's going to have 30 seconds stops to wrap up. That's it.
Thank you, Natália. Up next. Sorry, guys, I'll have to spend the meeting looking at my other screen because I apparently can't share looking in the same screen as you do. And next, we have our accounter, Pamella. Pamella's told me she has a little something prepared for us, so let's see what she's got. Pamella, you have the mic.
I forgot what to say, and start to say word like, well, so, but, you know, or making straight sounds like are, or repeated words like and, I. It means these words I like it. I call it churches of positive fillers. This appears when you don't know what to say and you just start to say any words about what might think, or maybe you can just to makes strange sounds. The best thing to do when you don't know what to say is to remain silent. As a counter today, I'm here to alert you about these words. And in the end of the meeting, I will give my report to you. Thank you, Laura. Back to you.
Thank you, Pam. Looking forward to that report. It's always, I don't know if a pleasure or a surprise when it happens, but it's always good to have it so we can pay more attention to how we're speaking. Next, we have our topics master of the day. I'll call you back later, Marcus, because I think I need some more time to explain your role. And now I'll ask Daniel, who will be our general evaluator for the day. Daniel, what are you doing here? What are you evaluating?
Thank you, Laura. So today my role will be the general evaluator, and I have to pay attention in all the functions and all the roles and try to make some report at the end just to show what they are doing, if you are doing like something good or if you have some improvements to do. So at the end of our meeting, I will give my report. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Daniel. It's always important to have someone overseeing what everyone else is doing, because some roles we do here are first time, and sometimes they're not, but we're so comfortable we forget tiny details. So that's a really important role. Next, we have our Zoom Master. Deborah is the first time doing the Zoom Master role here, And her role is to be here, making sure the meeting goes smoothly and that we have a great quality video to look afterwards. And lastly, we have Erick Gibson, who will be our grammarian. Erick, please present us the word of the day and the rest of your role.
Hello, everyone. So, thanks for the invitation. I would like to thank especially Olavo, who called me here to participate. And guys, this word is a very interesting word. I want you to try to, once you're delivering a speech, it doesn't matter if it is a planned speech or an impromptu speech, try to include this word. It's called elsewhere, and it means some other place, a place that is not the one you mentioned, or a place that's not the one you are in right now. So an example is, sometimes our happiness is not here, it is elsewhere. We don't really use this word in Portuguese as much, but in English, this is a very common word. So there is like a cultural distinction here. In Portuguese, we would say alhures, but nobody says alhures, yeah? So, but that's a very important word in English, and I would like to challenge you to include this word in your speech. And I will be evaluating grammar, pronunciation, and contents along the meeting, so I will give you feedback by the end of the meeting. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Erick. I don't know how I could learn words like this elsewhere. And now, don't forget to thumbs up when you hear the word of the day. We have 3 phases of our meeting. The first phase is the prepared speeches. We have 2 today. And the first person to speak will be Gisele. Gisele is on the presentation mastery path, and the project she's doing is effective body language. Her evaluator of the day actually is going to be Olavo, and her title is The Magic Within Us All. Yes, even you. Gisele, I'm really looking forward to listening to what you have to say. You have from 5 to 7 minutes. Don't forget to pin the timer.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm here to tell you something groundbreaking. Yes, you have a little magic inside of you. And don't worry, I'm not talking about the kind of magic that you need a white owl or a wizard, a magic chopstick or a wizard hat. I tried this, and believe me, it doesn't work. Disappointing. I know. Now, you might be thinking, magic in me? No, this girl lost it. And I agree. I did lose it several times. But hear me out. There is something special in each one of us. Kind of those little talents that we have when we have some extra dose of lemonade. So how do we unlock this magic? Well, here's the trick. Give yourself permission to do something extraordinary. Not flying around the room extraordinary, or maybe not yoga extraordinary, but maybe just triple check your email before sending it. Is extraordinary. Imagine all the possibilities. And I would say that Toastmasters help us to unlock some of these magics. Because, for example, this week, I was overwhelmed. I didn't have time to think, and I didn't have time to prepare my speech the way that I would like. I used ChatGPT to brainstorm and to help me write it. The problem when I do this is that I have to memorize my speech. And guys, this week, I didn't have time for that. So my little magic today is to read my speech, to give myself permission to read it. And that's okay. I prefer to be here and going through this than just being as elsewhere. Now, you might say, but I am not a magician. And it's okay, you don't have to be. Just pretend like you are. Half of the magic is confidence. The other half, it's just convincing everyone else that you know exactly what you're doing. Now, once you have unlocked your magic, you might want to share it. This could mean showing off a bit, but it's in the spirit of a goodwill. Imagine the joy in your family's face when they realize that you can make something disappear. And by disappearing, I mean disappearing from all the drama they bring to your life. Look at you, a magician and a multitasker. You see, this magic, it's not always about something great, grand illusions. Sometimes it's just about being there for someone that needs a good word, or giving a kind word for someone that you don't even know, or finding a way to keep going even when things are tough. Those are the moments that you are where the real magic shines. So here you have it, folks. The magic within us all. It's real, it's there, and doesn't even require license or some tools. Just a dash of courage, a pinch of self-belief, and a whole lot of pretending that you know what you're doing. Remember, the real magic isn't grand gestures or perfect plans. It's in the small ways we bring light to others and to ourselves every single day. Let's share the magic one moment at a time. Now, I would like to ask you, what is your magic? Thank you.
Thank you, Gisele. Great speech. When you started, actually, when I received your speech title, I was thinking, is she going all Disney on this? Because magic to me is always something about Disney. And then you surprised us with something even greater. I really loved your speech. Now we have 1 minute to give Gisele our feedback. Nach?
People, sorry, I tried to configure my OBS virtual camera like I did in another time, but it didn't work how I imagined. So I don't know if you noticed, but I have to use in my phone. So I will do that, not use my computer, but my cell phone screen to show the colors, okay?
I could see it worked.
Oh, thank you. So sorry, Gisele.
Great. Thanks for letting us know, Nat. Now, can you count 1 minute for us? Deborah will give us the link on the chat for Gisele's feedback.
Time's up.
Thank you. If you haven't finished your feedback, you can still continue it. But we're moving on with the meeting with Nayá's speech. Nayá is on the visionary communication path, and her project is one that I really like, which is called Write a Compelling Blog. She will also be evaluated by Olavo today, so Olavo will have 2 evaluators speech. And her title is Nanix Since Forever-ish. She'll also have from 5 to 7 minutes to complete her speech. And Nayá, what is Nanix Since Forever-ish? Please tell.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, I'm just gonna put it here on the link. What is Nanix, okay? You're gonna find out right now. So ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I feel a little like Indiana Jones today. Do you know what's Indiana Jones? I hope you do, okay? Do you know Olavo? That'll be very important. Okay, I'm asking you right now to dive into the caverns of the past. Today, we are not digging up ancient artifacts or sacred relics like Indiana Jones, if you have seen some of his movies. Not the last one, was really bad one. But instead, I'm asking you to exploring an old yet beloved digital relic. And I'm going to show you Nanix. What is Nanix? Where it lives? Elsewhere? I don't know, maybe. So Nanix is my blog, okay? It's been a journey that has spanned 20 years, okay? And in blog years, I mean, it's practically ancient history. It is. So now for those who don't know what is a blog, can you show hands here? You know what is a blog? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna explain a little bit. Some Nanix planning, okay? Excuse me here. But officially, it's defined as a regular record of your thoughts, opinions, and experiences that you put on the internet for other people to read. So imagine 20 years ago, this was scary, and it's still scary, but now we got used to it, right? Essentially, it's a very public diary, very public. But like Indiana Jones, discovering long lost scrolls, blogs, preserved histories and moments in a way that nothing else does. So here I'm asking you for, again, let's explore here with me my blog that was just being his anniversary right now, his birthday. So what is come from the blog word? It comes from the term weblog. Back in the day, a log, if you don't know what is a log, was a record and events made during the voyage of a ship, detailing where it's been and what's gonna happen along the way. Nanix, my blog, has been digital ship's my log, right? A record of my journey in motherhood, opinions, movies, and a little bit more. Recently, I decided I wanted to talk about my stories here in Toastmasters. So let me tell you, it's been quite a journey here in Toastmasters. So I really wanted to share this with you here today. That's why I'm doing this. So since 2004, I've written a grand total of 542 posts. My best year was 2010. Believe it or not, I wrote a record. I wrote 102. It was finding like a new artifact. Every time I go there, I see pictures of my daughter, young, her jokes. She used to tell me funny things sometimes, and I would write it there. So I can say this was my last years when only I managed to write some lonely posts, say some funny things there. So now here we are, 2004, and I just wrote 7 posts so far. But the year is not over yet. I hope so. So I have been writing about this last era, I can say, of Nanix, or what I have been writing about. Well, one of my recent posts being about here, the journey of Toastmasters. So just like every great explorer needs maps and guides, I found that Toastmasters has helped me charge new territory in a communication and leadership here. So I would love you to take a look at the post later, but there is much more to uncover right now. So if you go there, my blog is about stories of my family, my dreams, my memories, and reflections that span 2 decades. So I'm here with you to celebrate and invite you to come along here with me in this new journey. This year, I mark Nanix 20th anniversary, and I've decided to celebrate by reviving the blog with new energy. I hope so. It's time to unearth the stories, dust off the archives, and maybe even share some hidden gems, okay? I really lost the timer. I hope I'm here still. Is it okay? How's it going? And here is what I'm here to come in. I want you to join me in this journey. So here is the link. I hope you are trusty companions along for the ride. I'll be sharing, that's what I want, Nanix, not only the blog, but across LinkedIn, Twitter, and possibly even a newsletter, maybe. Who knew a humble blog would someday become social media expedition? It's like I am bringing my old logbook into the future, finding new places to tell my stories. So, are you ready? Grab your digital maps and treasure hunting hats. I invite you to come explore Nanix, to look back, laugh, maybe learn a little, and see where the story leads us next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nayá. You're such a terrific reader. It only makes sense that you also are a writer. And I wanted to share, because I was scouting the blog, one of your first posts in which you said you have to write it because you told everyone you're writing. And I think that's what you're doing now by reviving it and telling us all about it. Now we have the online feedback for Nayá. So Deborah will let us know the link for the feedback, and Natália will give us a minute.
Time's up.
Thank you, Natália. As before, if you haven't finished your feedback, you can still keep writing. Both Gisele and Nayá will receive all of their feedbacks tomorrow morning, and it's always a great pleasure to do it, because you get all those feedbacks all compiled in one single email, and then you have all these different views that help you improve. Lastly, we have our timer report. Natália, how did they do?
Hi, people. Gisele, all speakers are, except Nayá, are eligible for voting. Gisele did her speech, The Magic Within Us, Yes, Even You, in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. And Nayá did her speech, Nanix, sings for us. I wrote very with a bad letter, forever-ish, in 7 minutes and 36 seconds. That's the report.
Thank you, Nat. Since we only have one person eligible for voting, we don't have a vote. She's won. So spoiler alert. Now we just take 5 minutes for our networking, water, coffee, bathroom break, everything you need to do in 5 minutes. And then we'll be back for the second part of the meeting, which are the table topics. So if you need to grab a coffee or something, you can just go. And if not, we'll stay here talking.
Nayá, you have a blog for 20 years.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's the first time someone from my personal friends that it's going to read it. So it's very personal, something. It's been like 20 years talking about just like I said, motherhood and movies and things that I like. And I really like, it's like looking in a old diary. Do you know those diaries? I don't know if you used to have, but I used to have a lot for every year. So it's like going back to those. So it's really nice. And I want to do for the Toastmaster from now on. I hope so.
Now it's there for the world.
Now it's there. Now it's for you. Be gentle.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and I was reading some of it. Oh, you should have just shown us the screen, because after you talked, I was like, oh, let me read it. And then I was reading it. And at some point I was like, oh, I should be listening to her. Oh, okay. It's really nice. I liked what I saw.
Wow, that's great.
And
Sometimes I go back and I say, God, why I stopped? I should have done this. If I've been doing this for 20 years, I'll be not here today. I'll be somewhere else. But that's the way life goes. So I'm really proud of it. So read it. If you want to talk to me about it, we can talk about it. That's okay. But that's
may I
great. Thank
make a
you.
suggestion? I didn't see
Yeah.
a subscribe button on the blog. And have you seen those? That you put your email and then you receive all the new posts directly into your
yeah.
inbox.
I'm going to do this. I'm just
great.
I just took it. I mean, I wanted to do we were talking about the audio thing. What's the
Podcast?
Yes, podcast. I want to do the podcast, but what I thought, I have a 20-year-old blog. Why not take advantage of this first, and then go step by step, going to the. So thank you. Yes, I'm going to do that. That's a great advice.
That's great. But I hope you're not giving up on the podcast.
No, I'm not giving up. I'm just postpone it, because we have to take time. You know, those projects here, they take time. So, but it was nice. I'm so proud of my blog. So I'm going to show you.
I really like the aesthetic
and there's my daughter, she's 22. So it's been a little bit about her too. So it's nice to go back and see she's very young, a baby, and then growing up and say funny things too. Sometimes I put it there, but it was nice. Thank you.
It used to be our social media, right? The blogs. So even before like Facebook or Orkut.
It was at the same time, I think, blog. It's if you go to way back, it's from 1994, but it was way back. I think even a Brazilian was the first one to start blogging, but the word was not blog yet. So I think it's really interesting. Me as a journalist, I think it's a great way to communicate yet. But we have so many things today. So it's like, for me, it's like nostalgia. So it's really nice.
How are we on time, Nat? Because from what I'm seeing, I think 45 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. My favorite part of the meeting, I'm not gonna lie, are the table topics. And now we have Marcus, who is performing this role for the first time, who will explain that to us. How does it work? Who can participate? So Marcus, you have the mic.
Hey, hello everyone. Everyone is listening to me. It's okay too. As the topics masters for today's sessions, I have the pleasure of leading us through one of the most dynamic and engaging parts of our meeting. As Laura said, the table topics segment. The purpose of the table topics is to give us all a chance to practice imperfect speaking. In this part of session, I'll be presenting a series of questions related to the chosen team. Each of you will have the opportunity to answer one of these questions, speaking for 1, 2.5 minutes. Today, we'll be exploring themes that might bring us to unexpected places, perhaps even taking us elsewhere in our imagination to inspire interesting and diverse responses. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers in the table topics. It's all about expressing your ideas clearly and confidently in the moment. Let's get ready to have some fun, explore new ideas, and sharpen our speaking skills. Thank you and look forward to hearing your thoughts. I'll just mute a little bit because I'm at home and there's a guy passing here saying the gas. That's funny. Let's back. I would invite volunteers, at least 5 volunteers, please, to participate on this part. Nayá. Okay, let's start. Let's start with Nayá, and after we. Okay. So now, Nayá, for you. If you could invent a technology that doesn't exist yet, what would it to be, and how would it change our lives?
What a great question, Marcos. A technology that does not yet exist. Oh my God, what doesn't exist today? We have so many great things, but maybe I'll be a Harry Potter one fan, but I'm not, I'm kidding. A cloak that makes me invisible. Like right now, I want it to be invisible, and I can do it, right? I just have to do this. I'm invisible, yes. So it's not very good, but it's a great question. I'm not a scientist. I like to think that I am a dreamer. So I will dream that someday will be a great place to live. So maybe this not yet invented. Back to you.
Maybe elsewhere.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Nayá. You're awesome. I will invite a new friend to talk. Can I make the if we don't have volunteer? Okay, I would invite our leader, my Gibson, Erick
Hi,
Gibson.
I'm here.
We have some. Okay, so you are my invited to talk. So let's go on a bit of a journey now. Here's the next question for you. Describe a place you visit that changed your perspective on life. What made it so impactful?
What? Can you repeat, please?
For sure. Describe a place you visit that changed your perspective on life and what make it so impactful.
May I start?
Yeah.
The place that I have visited that made a great impact on my life was Cambridge. I went there in 2011 when my dad was studying at the university. Why was it so important for me? Because I was kind of I didn't enroll to any activity or any school or any club. I had to make friends on my own, and the city was very open for international students and for foreigners. So when I went to the park, I could make easily find new people and make friends easily. They were very, very receptive because many of them were from other countries. So the friendliness of the people there was amazing. I could never imagine I would go for a country like this and people would receive me like that. So there was also a place that we could play communist table tennis. We would like go for 1 point, and the one who would lose would go out, and then another person would go in and would like go in a circle with many people playing at the same time. So it was a very different table tennis kind of technique. Also, we had like a talent show. People could go to a place and play the piano or sing or give a speech for international students in a place that everybody would go. So it was an amazing experience that I would never imagine if I wouldn't have been there. I would have never have imagined that I could find people like that. And then that's why it was an impactful experience, yes, because we only think, oh, Brazil is a very receptive country. Yes, when we go abroad, we get lost, yeah. But that was not the case, so I highly recommend going to Cambridge if you have the time.
Congratulations, Gibson. That's awesome response. Now I would invite Pamella. Pamella, you're my guest to talk now. Now, let's reflect a bit on our work lives with this question. Okay? If you could choose one thing to change about the way we work today, what would you be and why?
Repeat this when you choose to move on.
Sure. If you could if you could choose one thing to change about the way we work today, what would it be and why?
De em português. Posso falar em português que é melhor? Se eu pudesse. A pergunta é: deixa eu só dizer, se eu pudesse escolher um lugar para morar, qual seria, certo?
If you could choose one thing to change about the way we work, like the way a forma como trabalhamos. Yeah.
É engraçado pensar que nos últimos anos eu busquei por uma vida muito eficiente, digamos assim. Eu sempre busquei isso por quê? Porque eu percebi que eu queria coisas grandes na vida. Eu sempre quis coisas grandes na vida porque eu sei que eu posso, basicamente. E eu percebi que poderia ter essas coisas somente se eu conseguisse realmente otimizar a minha vida. E durante esse processo, eu fui descobrindo várias e várias ferramentas incríveis, incríveis. Se eu pudesse escolher um jeito diferente de ser eu mesma, eu não mudaria nada. De verdade, porque eu digo uma coisa pra vocês e digo de coração. É muito estressante, às vezes, a gente viver numa situação onde a gente sempre quer um pouco mais, a gente sempre vai um pouco além, mas, ao mesmo tempo, eu acho que tem coisas que, quando a gente escolhe não fazer, a gente também deixa de abençoar outras pessoas. Por que eu tô falando isso? Eu sou cristã e eu tenho a noção, por exemplo, eu tenho o ideal, que a gente está aqui como cristão para abençoar outras pessoas, para servir. E eu quero servir, e eu quero servir muito bem. Mas assim, só deixando uma ressalva em relação a isso. É uma coisa que eu concordo muito com a Gisele, que foi o que ela falou no discurso. Ela me discutiu que a gente tem que ter esses momentos de grandes realizações na vida, mas também a gente fica do pequeno, porque o que importa na vida de verdade são as pessoas. De verdade, do fundo do coração. E para mim não existe nada mais importante do que estar com as pessoas que eu gosto. Então, eu tento ser super produtiva, eu tento sempre fazer o melhor, mas para mim a prioridade número 2, depois de eu mesma, claro, depois da minha saúde, são as pessoas. Então não mudaria nada. Obrigada.
Congratulations, Pamela, and thank you so much. Now I would ask our timer if we have more time to another question.
I think so. Do you confirm, Laura?
Actually, we don't. We have to move on to the evaluations to finish on time. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you guys to participate on this. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was my first time, and I'm so glad to do this with all our friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcus. I think I'll have you as my sidekick on the Tetena Shinsha because you have some really great ideas on the questions. And now we have our timer report. So, Nachi, how they did it?
So they had 2 minutes to speak, and Nayá did her speech in 55 seconds. Gibson in 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and Pamella in 1 minute and 52 seconds. So Pamella is eligible for voting. So I think there is no voting because it's just
Gibson is also eligible. They have 30 seconds of
30
tolerance.
seconds in table
It's
topics
okay.
to people. I am also doing this function for the second time, but
First time.
first time was a long time ago. So Gibson and Pamella are eligible for voting.
Great. So, Deborah, can you give us the link for voting? We'll have 1 minute to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Gibson is also eligible.
Time's up.
Great. If you haven't finished voting, keep voting. We'll have the results later in the meeting. And now we have the third part of our meeting, which are the feedbacks. For the first feedback, we'll have Olavo Paceli evaluating Gisele Alvarenga. And he'll have from 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate her. Olavo, you have the screen.
You're muted.
You were muted.
Sorry, guys.
You were super
First-
excited. It was
Yeah. First of all, I say thanks to Gisele for giving us an amazing speech today. And I gotta say something that I never saw before in Toastmasters. Your title. I never saw such a captivating title in a speech before. I was already engaged even before you were speaking. I was engaged at the time Laura was talking about your speech. And it's because you included us in the title of your speech. And like to say that I really enjoyed that. Your speech today was all about body language and vocal variety, and that's are things that I struggle a lot with. So maybe I can give you a few feedbacks on it. I mentioned that the title is engaging, and you mentioned humor. Humor is a great way for you to implement body language and vocal variety. And the fact that you were standing up, like I suggested in a few speeches before you, makes this feel more natural. In an English meeting, we tend to be sitting down, and that's it. And you don't have to move. You don't have to move your hands. But when you stand up, that is really good for a speech. I really like that. The vocal variety was great. We were talking about, especially on the part that you were talking about magic. Magic cues, a little bit of vocal variety, and that's really amazing. And on the body language, you come closer, you move on the stage. Unfortunately for me, I have like a wall here, and I don't have a lot of room here for me to move, but you had. That's amazing that you found the space. What you may want to work on. Someone told me you were stretching words. Sometimes you tend to do this, kind of like a filler word, but it's not the same. Maybe the account of Pamella can pick up on that better than I did. And I like to say that to challenge yourself, you should not memorize your speech. Whenever you memorize something, every once in a while there's gonna be some noise like here from the subway, and then I'm gonna go blank. I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna talk about, gonna lose track of it. So instead of memorizing, you should learn it. I think that's the best way for you to deliver a speech. And the fact that you use ChatGPT on it, I have mixed opinions about that because it's not your own words. That way, it's not it's hard for you to learn it. You probably gonna memorize it like I normally do on presentations at my university. I would like to challenge you on that. Don't use ChatGPT. I know that it's easier. You mentioned that you had a busy week, maybe understand, but next speeches I would like to hear what you wrote, not what the bots wrote. Thanks so much, Gisele. Have a great Saturday.
Thank you, Olavo. And you can stay there because you also have another evaluation to do. Now about Nayá, you have from 2 to 3 minutes.
Hi, Nayá. Today I'm also gonna be evaluating you. I never done this before, evaluating 2 people, but there is a positive in this. That means I already won the contest because I know that Gisele's speech, that when I evaluated Gisele, I was on time, so at least I have a win today. She's on level 4, if I'm not mistaken, and she has to write a compelling blog. The first thing that I would like to give you is that you should have show us the blog. I think this will make a interesting way for us to be invited to your life. But the fact that you gave us the link for it afterwards, I think it's fair. I think that's good. You want me to know if you deliver speech naturally, and that happened, but not as much as you could if you weren't reading your speech. Whenever you tend to read, there is something there. There was a speech that happened a few weeks ago that the guy stopped, read it, delivered speech, stopped reading. I don't like reading our speech. My first tip would be for you to not have anything written down. That way, you don't have to have that crutch. You have to remember your speech, have to learn it. And I think that's a great tip for you, Nayá. Whenever I delivering speeches in English, it's hard, especially when I'm gonna talk about our personal lives. Every once in a while, I have to talk about a project, something that is not related to us. That makes it easier. But when we have to talk about our private life, like you mentioned, your daughter, your motherhood, that's really hard for us to do, at least for me. But you did in such a way that I felt engaged. I want to read your blog afterwards and so infatuated by it. I thought that was really nice. You will run out of time at the end, I think by 4 seconds, but that means you weren't eligible for being voted at. And my tip for you would be to deliver speech a few times and time it. On my experience, I normally deliver speech. Whenever I time my speech, I had to put an extra minute there because whenever I'm here, maybe I'm gonna stutter, maybe I'm gonna say something out of place, so I'm gonna have to take more time. So maybe that happened to you. And what you can work on would be to stand up like Gisele did. I'm trying to stand up today as a way to lead by example. And I'd like you to do that. And don't read our speech like I mentioned before. And the light that you're using, it's too bright. Whenever just before this meeting, the light on my face was also too bright, so I tried to find a way for my image to be as clear as possible. So I like to give you that tip afterwards. Maybe we can try to do like a mock meeting before, so you can practice your speech and stand up and find a better light. And that's our my tips for you today, Nayá. Thank you so much for this speech today. If I'm not mistaken, you're gonna deliver a speech by the end of the year too, so I'd like to see you there. Bye, Nayá. Have a great Saturday.
It's always a pleasure to listen to Olavo giving feedback because he always has some, I don't know how to explain it, but something that he notices that not everybody does. Is not something that you can see elsewhere. So it's really good to see that. And now we have our timer report. Nachi, how did Olavo do in both of his speeches?
Olavo stay within the limits of his time. Gisele's evaluation was made in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and Nayá's evaluation was made in 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Thank you.
We'll now have the opportunity to choose which speech we liked best. So if you feel Olavo did best on Gisele's evaluation, then you vote for that one. If you think he did best on his second evaluation, please choose that. We already have the link on the chat, and we have 1 minute to do so.
Okay, time's up.
Thank you. Now is the last part of our meeting, which are the reports. We'll have firstly the accountant report. So Pam, tell us how we did.
The report of the accountant, I think, is one of the most important because they show us what you can see. So I have to congratulate everyone because your English is so great and amazing. For example, for Laura, I just put here an N and and. It's very perfect, Laura. I love your English. It's great. About the Gisele, I note here the so, but your main word of feeling is and. I put 12 here, but and 2 expensive words now and for Nayá, your most important word to pay attention is It was 4 times. After this, so 3 times. Then for like an extension, say but. And Daniel, I can see words. And Olavo, their evaluation, I put 2 and 3 ands, but so perfect 2. And the Grammarian Gibson in your speech, improved speech, I added 12. So and then your and extension form, like I don't know what to say. You prolongate these words to I can to think about this. And Natalie, your timer, I put an in just it, perfect too. And Marcus, I put a now in extension way to ourselves. You can think about the next words and you put now in the extension. This is your perfect. Oh my gosh, my work today was very easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Now we have the Grammarian report. Gibson, how did we do?
All right, thank you. I will share my screen so I can analyze our reports, which is on my slides. So guys, first of all, congratulations everyone. You did a very great job. I will just give you some feedback, especially regarding vocab and idiomaticity, yeah? So first of all, Nayá, congratulations on your pronunciation, especially the word journey. I only added the word journey because many people say journey or something like this. It's with an A, just like Nayá did on her speech, yes? Journey. And there were some mistakes like those three. The word purpose, the word clearly, and the word personal life. Most of us, we say personal or personal, I don't know, but it's per with an yeah, personal life. And the mistakes were mainly regarding vocab and structure. And let's see here. In the speech regarding magic, she said magic chopsticks. You can say chopsticks, but before you have to use the word wand. So magic wand chopsticks, because only chopsticks, we talk about those things we use to eat sushi, yeah? So only this is a little bit confusing. Nayá was in doubt between anniversary and birthday when she talked about her blog. And when we talk about events like a wedding, a blog, or something like this, we say anniversary. We only say birthday when we talk about a person that is born, okay? So for all the rest, we say anniversary. Many people did this mistake saying feedbacks using the plural form. This word is uncountable. So we only say, I'm gonna give you some feedback, no plural whatsoever. Somebody said bad letter to refer to the what the person was writing. It's bad handwriting. You are my invite. The topics master said to me, yeah, you are my guest, yeah, here tonight. And this is for our Toastmasters of the day, Laura. She did an amazing job. However, she kept asking things like how they did it, how we did it. The most idiomatic one is how did it go? How did it go? Or how was their performance? This is the best kind of question to ask in this type of situation. And Olavo, he said, I have mixed opinions about this. This is not idiomatic, okay, Olavo? You usually say, I have mixed feelings about this. And I brought here a comparison chart for you guys to understand this. Idiomatic is something that is very much used. So if you say mixed feelings, we can say it, people can understand it, but it's not idiomatic as mixed feelings, all right? So you have to keep that in mind. And to wrap up, I want to congratulate people who use good English, like groundbreaking. It's a very beautiful word, yes, that you used. Olavo said, oh, you're stretching the words, which is a very adequate form of saying that. Another possibility is to drag, yeah, to stretch. Esticar, to drag, arrastar. So, oh, you're dragging your words. It's another possibility. But you did an amazing job, and I'm very proud of you guys. That's it.
Thank you, Gibson. Now, I would have spent my whole life calling feedbacks countable and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and many feedbacks. So it's really good to have that feedback from you. And lastly, we have our general evaluator, Daniel, who has a little more time to tell us about, I was just about to say how we did it, but how was the meeting? Daniel, you have the screen.
Thank you, Laura. So I was really glad to participate in this meeting. Was overall well structured, so it was really great to participate. And there were just few details that were slight that we have to arrange. So I will tell you later for everyone here. But overall, it was excellent meeting, and I would like to challenge everyone, not just because here we have like a public place, a public space to push our limits. So just let's do it. If you are not comfortable speaking English, just try, just challenge yourself. this is the place that you have to be wrong and to learn with your mistakes. So congratulate everyone. So first of all, Laura, with the Toastmaster of the Day, she was brilliant. She sent the agenda ahead for me with the time, and she started the meeting before and assisted Deborah with the Zoom master because she is learning about her position. So it was really great, Laura. Thank you for your for this. And you are really enthusiastic and cheerful. That's really great. And all of us, when we are talking, we are just smiling because you bring like this positive energy, and that's really great. One just improvement that I would like to suggest to you is about the agenda. I know that we have like um, because I think that's really good. And I know that in Toastmasters today, we are not doing this too often. That is to post the agenda for everyone and just follow and show. And I know that the agenda was a little bit confusion, but you already explained to me, and it's completely okay. But just try to challenge the Toastmasters of the day to follow the agenda and to have an agenda that is good. So the second, I would like to say to Natália, that was our timer today. She had like some issues showing the time because she was on an iPhone and the computer. So Natalia, I would say for you a suggestion just to arrive 5 or 10 minutes before, just to check if the timer functionality, if the screen is working. I think that's good. But in general, you provide a accurate timing. It was really great, your performance. And Pamella with a counter, she provided a clear, insightful explanation. Was really nice. She brought like a PowerPoint presentation, and everyone just understand and was really valuable. And she delivered an excellent and quantitative report. That's really great. When we have like an opportunity to have a quantitative report, and I think that we can realize if you are having mistake, if you are using the clutch words. So really great job, Pamela. And the Zoom master, Deborah, she was really proactive. She came earlier, as I said, and she managed the feedback links effectively. So it was really great. It's just an improvement suggestion. Just maybe the next time, just prepare a brief script you can read and to help to build a confidence for you to present your role here in our meeting. It would be really great. And we are trying here to develop confidence, and that's the first step. So congratulations. Grammarian Erick is fantastic, delivered a clear presentation with an excellent word of the day. And one thing that I really like in the Erick presentation is because his reports, it's like really clear and benefit everyone. It's our have a pleasure here to have you here, Erick. And I really learn a lot with your comments. So thank you for coming. About Marcos, the topics master was really great the first time as well. Showed great enthusiasm, provide like a great introduction, was really nice. Some suggestions, some improvement suggestions. What first thing is to consider like emphasize and reinforce the word of the day and the time, and something that we have to pay attention, all the people, especially if you have some guests. And I will challenge you the next time to consider rely a little bit less in the notes and just try to deliver your speech in a more natural way. Just try to do like a table talks in the introduction of the table talks. I think that's a really great challenge. It's a challenge for all of us. So that's my improvement suggestions for Marcos as well. For the end here is the Olavo Paceli, our speech evaluator. He brought a lot of energy. I really enjoy his evaluation because He provides detailed feedback. Laura already said this, and he shows that he's paying attention to every aspect of both speech. So this was really great. I just have one improvement suggestion for Olavo. That's when we are offering feedback, maybe you considering pausing and changing your tone and pace just to show the main points and to emphasize the main messages that you have for the people that you are evaluating. So that's my general evaluator. And thank you, Laura. And I just delivered the word for you.
Thank you, Daniel. It's really good to have someone looking after us because after all, having those feedbacks is improving ourselves. And now that everyone's face is looking better, we'll take a photo. Yeah, it's looking better. Everyone looks at least with their eyes open. So, Deborah, are you joining us for the photo?
I'm using my chopstick.
Please do. Okay, so everyone looks straight into the camera. And 3, 2, 1. Ah, now we have Deborah. Okay, again. So 3, 2, 1. Great. Let me just send it because last time I forgot to send it and it was a little chaotic. Now we'll move on to the winners of the day. So please roll the drums. The best table topic was no name. Let me try again. Okay, now we have it. Erick Gibson. Best table topics of the day. And next, we have the best evaluator. We know it's Olavo, but which speech was the best? And we have a tie. Olavo, both of your speeches were equally great according to us. And lastly, you have the spoiler. Our best speaker of the day is Gisele. Congratulations, Gisele. It was really good speech. Now, that's the end of the meeting. Thank you so much for joining us in this Saturday at 6 a.m. for some of us and 8 a.m. for others. And for the final announcements, we just have the next meeting, which will be a speakathon in the 23rd of November. It will go from 10 a.m. until, I don't know, I think we have 9 speeches, so maybe it will be a little over noon, but it will be hybrid, so I invite you all to join us. And that's it for today, folks. Oh, I feel like the cartoons. Thank you all so much. And now you can go to the farmer's market or anywhere else you need to be.
Going back to bed.
Perfect.